Coming up on this episode of Outlook TV, Puerto Vallarta and their new bar, Sanctuary.
It's the Out in Harmony Choir.
The Push Festival Mother KIKI Ball. And much, much more.
Hello, 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 and welcome to Outlook TV. I'm Emily Ann Fraser.
And I'm Darren Monette. We'd like to thank the Squamish, Musqueam, and Tsleil-Waututh Nation for the honor and privilege of filming on their traditionally unceded lands.
Outlook TV is the queer magazine news show that brings you the stories that matter the most from coast to coast.
Right on. So first up, we're going to go to Puerto Vallarta and Mike. So there was a bar called Los Amigos. It's closed down now. And the new owners, which are Sanctuary. We're going to find out more about that.
Hey.
There's a new bar in Puerto Vallarta called Sanctuary. It took over the old space of Los Amigos, which was the oldest gay bar in Puerto Vallarta.
We've been coming to Puerto Vallarta for the longest time, and we always were looking for a place. And we were looking pretty hard at some other places. And one time we came in here, and when it was Los Amigos, and we're telling the owners our plight. And Arturo, the old owner, just says, well, I'm looking to sell. We loved Charlie, we loved Arturo, we just always had a great time with them. And we knew that there were some health issues happening, and they were getting kind of burned out on the bar. And it was also the business was slowing down. And so when a magazine came in to do a shoot of them, we were in the background. You know, we were people at the bar. And I thought, well, that's funny that we're in the picture. And we were like, okay, well, you know, maybe this was meant to be. Everybody should be able to come and be themselves, no matter who that is, as long as you're not hurting anybody else or being, you know, disruptive to someone's life. And if you see people doing that for themselves, then it makes you feel good. And then it makes you feel like, well, I can do that for myself now. LGBTQ is many letters, right? I mean, the alphabet mafia, you know, that's, everybody's got their own letter. But there's a lot of places where they, you know, the letters are at war with each other, and we don't do that. So we make it very clear that if you're queer, if you're non-binary, if you're trans, if you're bisexual, if you're lesbian, you're just as welcome as
straight.
Or if you're straight. As long as you're down with that. I mean, yeah. Who cares? I mean, one thing I always hate is the idea of that a bar is, if I walk into a McDonald's, well, I'm vegetarian. Is that a vegetarian McDonald's now?
Right.
No. So the idea that one person or two people are going to change what a bar is silly to me. And I have friends from of every walk of life. So the idea that I'm going to, I can go to that bar, but you can't come to that one. If I had to say that to somebody, then I would never want to go to that bar. But I've let the performers do their own thing. And when they tell me, like, what do you want me to do? And I literally say, I'm not going to tell you what to do. You're the artist. You tell me what you're going to do, and I'm going to try to make sure that you can do it. We have live bands on Friday nights. We have live music on Sunday nights. We have karaoke on Wednesday nights. We have DJs on Thursday nights. On Saturday nights, we're generally going to have a themed event. The place is big enough that if you're not interested in that, you can be at this end of the bar and the stage is over there, and you're never going to hear anything on the stage. Or you can go upstairs to the upstairs area and be completely removed from anything happening down here.
In Puerto Vallarta, this is Mike Keeping for Outlook TV.
Our next story, Patrick takes us over to Edmonton for the documentary Pride versus Prejudice.
Right. This is all about an Alberta educator and his trials and tribulations, most literally.
Hey there, it's Patrick Massey with Outlook TV. I'm out front of the Ram here in Edmonton. We're here for Queer History Month, and we're checking out a special screening of Pride versus Prejudice.
The King's College was very clear that the reason they were firing me was because I was gay.
Pride versus Prejudice is the story of Delwin Vriend, and he was the King's College teacher who got fired for being gay in 1991 in Edmonton, and decided to take the Alberta government all the way to the Supreme Court for not defending his rights.
He was put in a circumstance where he had to decide whether to go quietly into the night or whether to fight back.
A 7-year epic court battle, and now to have that decision impacting our community all over the world, in places in the world where it used to be illegal like it was here. Now it's having an impact on queer people around the world, and to me, brilliant.
How can a government direct a supposedly independent agency tasked with human rights not to investigate certain human rights? Basically, you went back to my lawyer and said, hey, what's the next step? Well, the next step is to bring a suit against the government.
That decision was handed down in 1998. We recently had the 25th anniversary of that decision. And because of that decision, sexual orientation was recommended that it be read into the list of protected classes of people that are protected by the Charter of Rights. So basically it meant that discrimination against you for being queer was no longer permissible. So, and that changed everything, because once that law was struck down, then all the opposition to marriage equality and gay adoption and stuff like that started to fall apart too.
It kind of lit the fire under the backsides of a lot of people because of the injustice of what happened.
We had no idea it was going to go all the way. We thought after Madam Justice Russell heard that case at the Court of Queen's Bench, as it then was, that we won hands down, didn't even have to take evidence. It was judicial notice. She didn't take one stick of evidence, and we still won. And then the appeal happened, and the way we went. So we had no idea we were going to be in for a 7-year court battle, but we were solidly prepared to take it on and do what we had to do to get the decision that we needed and deserved.
We have been in festival mode for about 18 months, almost 2 years now. It's been playing around Europe and in the States and in Canada. Pride events all over the place. Look for it at a Pride event near you, I'd say, over the next couple of years.
Well, everybody enjoyed the film. I certainly did. Another fantastic film from Darren. This is Patrick Massey for Outlook TV in Edmonton, Alberta.
Stick around, we have way more interesting stuff.
Like what, Darren?
Well, it's just lots of highly interesting, cool stuff.
Okay.
Hi, my name is Mark Takeshi McGregor. I'm the artistic director of Some Gallery, and you are watching Outlook TV.
Welcome back. You're watching Outlook TV.
Next up, we're going to talk with Angus, and he's at the Some Gallery for something called Gender Mutual.
Yes, it's a cohort of non-binary, binary, and all kinds of queer folks. Check it out.
We're at the Some Gallery in Vancouver's Chinatown for the first exhibition of 2026. We're going to speak with the artistic director and the curator to find out what it's all about.
We are one of the only queer mandated galleries in the world, actually, certainly in Canada. We do about 5 to 6 exhibitions a year. This year, we are opening the year with Gender Mutual. It's a group exhibition of 6 trans, gender nonconforming, and non-binary artists, all exploring what it's like to traverse that liminal space outside of the gender binary.
So basically, the curation element of this show came about sort of basically in terms of getting artists together and making sure that there was a personal connection between everyone, just because it's such a personal subject for a lot of people when talking about gender and identity, that building trust was really important. So everyone within the show is, they're all queer, they're all either trans, gender nonconforming, or non-binary, and all of the work basically explores their own personal experiences with gender identity. everyone had at least one connection to one person within the group, and I felt like that was really important, just as like a base for people having trust and being comfortable, being more vulnerable, because it is like work that I think requires a lot of trust and honesty, and yeah, you need to feel secure in order to do that. My work specifically focuses on projection. So a lot of these are either projected like for sort of light boxes or projections, and basically it's the idea of gender as projection, and so sort of those areas that either fit or don't fit, and finding ways of kind of breaking past those boundaries. So Dee is exploring their work through quilting and embroidery. Addison is working in printmaking, and Addison is exploring like kink work, or like the markings left after that. They're also a tattooist, as am myself, and Paige Bowman and Tel Rook are also tattooists as well. Paige does a lot of sort of painting and construction and collage work. Tel Rook is part of the furry community. Their work is a combination not just of their gender exploration, but also their Inuit identity. And then Liam does sound work, and their work is exploring basically the connection through sound to their past and their connection to childhood memories.
All of our exhibitions at Some Gallery are free to the public. Exhibit opens on January 22nd, and it goes until February 27th.
For Outlook TV, this is Angus Pratt at the Some Gallery in Vancouver.
So I was lucky enough to talk to the nice people at Out in Harmony. They're a really nice group, and they make beautiful sounds. Got a little bit of information on how you can join the chorus. Let's find out more.
Hey everybody, it's Darren here with Outlook TV. If you listen carefully, you can hear a little bit of music going on in the other room, because I'm here in Vancouver talking to the nice people at Out in Harmony. This is a choral group that's been around for about 30 plus years. I know that they've gone through a few different name changes and changed up a few things, but the one mainstay is that it is a joyous chorus that is open to all, and they put on some pretty good shows, I have to say. I saw one recently and I was amazed. If you like to sing, you might be able to come out and sing with them. Anyway, we'll get more information to you because we're going to talk to the conductor and a few other people. I am glad that you're with us. Stick around.
Most special things about Out in Harmony is that we've been around for 35 years. That's a long time for a queer choir, and we're really multi-generational, and that's one of our defining features. In the queer community, it is hard to build relationships between generations, and we hear a lot of siloing in that space. And so for us to sing together and for us to hear the differences between our perspectives and to honor those in the ways that we sing is really what Out in Harmony is all about.
I am extremely proud of the fact that from them trusting me and from my gentle and fun leadership, they have risen from what would commonly be called a non-auditioned community choir to an extremely, extremely successful choir. They are still non-auditioned, and that doesn't matter because we have fun, we work hard, and the level of excellence I can't even describe. I'm beyond thrilled.
What's been the most joy about singing with this group is so many things. The music, I think the range of music is fantastic. We get to sing, everything from pop music to classical choir music to theater, Broadway music, rock, country, such a range. And so that's very fun to constantly be changing styles and tones. And then just the kind of diversity of people. There's such a range of different people in this choir, everyone with their own stories and personalities. And so I love getting to meet people that maybe I wouldn't get to meet in other areas of my life. My favorite song that I sung with the group was It's Raining Men, and we've had the chance to do it twice, and it's a lot of fun. I really was pushing that we should have choreography, but that has not happened yet, but maybe third time's the charm, and we'll get to do some show choir moves along with the music.
Absolutely soaking wet.
If someone is thinking about singing, I would definitely encourage them to consider Out in Harmony. I think the choir is a very welcoming space, especially for new singers, people who've never been in a choir before. We do a lot to welcome people into the space, kind of to understand the choir, but also to start learning about music. And there are kind of multiple methods for learning the music. So if someone doesn't read music, but they're still interested in joining and kind of developing their singing technique, then this is actually a really great place for them.
Well, that's it, everybody. Thank you for joining us for Out in Harmony. If you'd like some more information, check them out at outinharmony.org, and they can answer all the questions that you have. I'm Darren for Outlook TV. Okay, we really have to take a break now. Please. Welcome back. What do you hear? Nothing.
Except for this, Gary takes us over to show us a documentary by the name of A Place Where I Belong.
Right, it's all about the IDD, which is the Intellectual Development Disability for LGBTQIA people.
The first Canadian feature to win at the Vancouver Queer Film Festival's Narrative Change Award was the documentary A Place Where I Belong. I met with the director and one of the participants to find out more.
More attracted to men who are tall, handsome, very good looking. Which I do have a lot of gay friends, gay boyfriends in my life right now who are tall and handsome.
So the film that I directed is called A Place Where I Belong, and it's about the experiences of people with IDD, which is intellectual and or developmental disabilities who are queer.
We also deserve the same quality of life.
Allison is the peer coordinator of a program called CQC that the film profiles. It's short for Connecting Queer Communities. So Allison works there, but also is a person with lived experience of IDD. Allison is just fierce, bold, and she's everywhere. Brian perhaps is the main character of the film, it could be argued. It sort of weaves in between different people's stories, but we focus a lot on Brian. So Brian is a person with an intellectual disability who lives in home share. Knows he's gay, but he's in his 60s. He's never dated though, and he's never experienced love. And how the system that is set up to support people with disabilities isn't really set up to support him with those aspects of his life, which is a main focus of the film. Amin shares with us his story of coming out, which is very heart-wrenching. Amin is a very proud gay man, just so loving of a person. For example, if you meet Amin, you're probably going to get a hug immediately. Another person is Peter, who has a drag persona, Amanda Peters, and Peter talks a lot about Amanda in the film and how she has given him this immense confidence. Lyle shares with us his experience of internalized ableism and what that means to him.
Right now I dress up like a boy, I feel like who I am. Before I was like very shy to open up about how to tell my mom about I want to transition from girl to boy. And then I think I met one person called Kelsey. We talked about it, and then from there on, it kind of opened my door. And then I just faced my fear. I told my mom I really wanted from girl to boy, and then my mom very supported me. And then I just starting last year, I was like very getting involved with connecting queer community, and I'm very lucky to met Vienna and then had the opportunity to do the film together.
I would say if people want to know about screenings, go to our website. We have them listed there. But if you want to be the first to know, sign up to our email newsletter.
Be who you are. Just be proud of you. Shine like a bright light.
Go to the film's websites to find out more about screenings across Canada. This is Gary Wolfeder for Outlook TV.
For this next story, Leroy pushes it. He pushes it real good. He's over at the Birdhouse for the Push Festival and Mother Kiki Ball.
Right, he's talking to the nice people at Vancouver Vogue.
Show us, Darren. Show us.
What's up, Canada? Thank you for watching Outlook TV. My name is Leroy Wan. Happy Black History Month. Today we're here at the Birdhouse in Vancouver, BC, where the category is the Mother KIKI Ball, brought to you by the Push Festival, Van Vogue Jam, and of course, Blackout Collective.
In terms of the Mother KIKI Ball, so it was actually an interesting story because we went by a lot of names, we went by different themes, and then I just told the team I feel like the theme of motherhood is really great because this is the first KIKI Ball, the first Black History Month KIKI Ball, and then we just started developing it from there, and it turned into this big thing where we have a mostly femme queen panel, we have a femme queen on the mic, and
it feels really important to be able to offer this for the scene. Being able to celebrate a culture that is steeped in Black history, comes from Black experience, and being able to celebrate this in this way during this month.
This is our inaugural Black History Month ball. We did this in collaboration with Blackout Collective, which is like a local organization of Black folks in the ballroom scene to kind of promote our representation, because although ballroom was created by Black people, we are a minority in Vancouver. So we hosted a series of workshops yesterday to kind of just like pass on those knowledge from the legends and icons who are bringing into the ball, and hoping that that will just help support our scene as it grows, and obviously give folks the skills to like really like go off on the runway today at the ball.
So really excited that we were able to bring over some really amazing folks like legendary godmother Juju Louboutin, New York mother Omi Unbothered Cartier, and legend TKO Old Navy. Really important to be able to bring Black people who have excelled, not just within their chosen categories and chosen fields within ballroom, but also excel as leaders and really be able to have them pour into the scene in ways that we haven't been able to have access to here in Vancouver.
We all come from our mothers. Mothers are the root of ballroom. Ballroom was created by our grandmothers, by Crystal and Lottie LaBeija, and then from them we have like the people who are considered like the mothers of ballroom, people like Eva Pendavis, Paris Dupree, Mistress Lawang, etc. And then from there, we just kind of keep going. So I hope that like people leave this obviously feeling like connected and empowered by ballroom, but also taking a moment to recognize the sacrifices of the women and the mothers in your life and the things they've done to get us here. We spent a lot of time trying to make sure that with the effects, we were creating space for people to honor the mothers that are most meaningful to them, whether that is your biological mother, your chosen mother, or Beyonce. I really take that moment to honor the power of the women who have got us here today.
From the Birdhouse in Vancouver, BC, wishing you a very happy Black History Month. My name is Leroy Wan, and you're watching Outlook TV.
Sorry. That's all the time we have left for this episode of Outlook TV, but we will be back.
Right, and if you want to check us out on socials, that's cool. Even better, if you want to come volunteer with us, that'd be great.
I'm Emily Ann Fraser.
And I'm Darren Manette.
Stay fabulous, Canada.